Hello and welcome to the Comedy Club podcast, recorded right here at the Comedy Club at Kansas City. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, follow, share, all that good stuff. Just hit that subscribe button right there. Share us with your friends. I am here today with the very funny Gabriel Rutledge. How are you, buddy?
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Dude, thank you for reaching out.
Sure.
Thank you for being here. We get a lot of submissions for work and stuff like that,
of course,
right?
Yeah.
So like when you reached out, I was like, I was actually very familiar with your work from just seeing in clips online, stuff like that, and I was like, absolutely. And then you just sold every ticket, man. You sold them all, Gabriel.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. My staff appreciates that.
No, thank you, man. Thank you.
You had people coming up from Springfield and doing across the street, all of it.
Where's Springfield? I don't even know. Is that far?
Missouri. It's about 2.5, 3 hours.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
so
nice.
You had some mild travelers, people coming the state capital, Topeka. I talked to people at the door. You also brought a lot of first-time customers.
Well, that's what I think from people that have a following because of the internet. It's like they might not be stand-up comedy fans. They're just like, I like this guy, but it's a gateway into, now maybe they'll come back and see different people, you know what I mean? So it's a good way to get them in, but it's interesting that it's like, it's not really, my fans aren't comedy nerds.
Well, but they're here.
Yeah.
And they love comedy. So that's why I'll stand at the door and talk to people when they come in. I'm appreciative of every person that walks through the door. So
of course.
I like to know if they've been here before, how they heard about it. So I'd say probably, at least 200 out of 260 is probably here for the first time, maybe 1/7. So it's incredible. So yeah, it's definitely hey, glad you found us. Check the website.
Yeah,
hopefully we earn your business. I try to never be the demanding approach. You will come back regardless of your experience.
This evening is a unwritten contract you will return.
I will, hopefully you have a good time and we earn your business and you come back and see us again. Yeah. So.
It's funny to I've probably had, what's the Mitch Hedberg joke? I don't have a girlfriend, but I have a girl who'd be mad who heard if I said that. I fucked it up, but yeah. That's how I was about to say I've only had fans for 3 years, but there would be people who were like, hey, but my point is,
I think Joey Lawrence said that on Johnny Carson one time as well. A similar, I could be wrong on the quote about the girlfriend thing.
Let's play the clip.
From the, just as a kid doing TV stuff, yeah. I feel like that might be a thing.
But it's funny to have you're like, oh, this is my demographic. These are my fans. And then you kind of look at them and you're like, a funny thing for me is I go, oh, they're kind of old. And then I'm like, oh shit, I'm 51. You know what I mean? I forget my age. I forget that 30-year-olds are just as close to me in age as 70-year-olds.
Wow. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you're appealing to like-minded people.
Sure.
Your audience. Is it, it's funny that you say that, about your age. Is it something that, do you ever think about age, or is it just something you don't think about? You keep an inner child and that's the mindset and spirit that you live with?
I'm not obsessed with it. I'm not age is just a number,
right?
Because it's a number that the bigger it is, the closer to death you are.
Dude, as a father, I think about it. I try not to.
Yeah, I think about that aspect of it too. I feel even more than death, I just think about phases ahead of me.
Not being here in life.
That, but also when all my kids are out of the house, or different, do you know what I mean? Just different.
You don't want to miss the good times. You have one kid?
Will I still be able to maintain an erection by the time everyone has moved out of the house? Who cares if you're alone in your house? No, I have three. I have three kids. Yeah.
Okay. What are the ages?
22, 17, and 13.
Wow. And you have no gray hair.
I have a little.
On the beard a little bit?
I have a little. We're not.
It doesn't, you talk about that on your act a little bit.
No, I have some. Last time I got my hair cut, they were like, well, the grays are coming in. I'm like, you don't have to say that.
Don't tell me that.
You don't have to, just let me live in a fantasy.
Dude, I'm 44 and I look 60. I have, it's short. So I just cut my hair recently and I've had it long and pulled back. I'm very gray here, right? So when I pulled it back
Yeah.
and up, all the gray just wrapped my entire head. So maybe getting rid of some of this helps a little bit, but I have lots of gray hairs.
I mean, what are you going to do?
You talked about, I was watching, you talk about getting, switching to glasses later in life. At a later point, you wore contacts your whole
I
life?
wore contacts forever. I stopped when my vision got bad enough. The contacts I couldn't read anymore. Like even with bifocal contacts or whatever, it wasn't. I thought they were okay, and then I got glasses, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like I didn't know what I was.
I can see.
I looked in the mirror. I'm hideous.
So it's interesting, the bifocal thing. I think so. I had to switch to a bifocal, and I do the single lens now too. I think cell phones are contributing to the amount of people who are going to require bifocals in the future, in the present, because everybody's like this. So we're straining and changing the basic structure of our...
1,000%. And even I've had, when all my kids wear glasses, but like my youngest daughter, when she got glasses, I can't even remember, like 10 or something, and the eye doctor's like, does she have a lot of like iPad screen time? And my wife and I are like, oh, I don't. In between working at the soup kitchen, sure. Sure, she's looked at the occasional screen. Meanwhile, she's just like, all day long. And we're like, yeah, a little bit.
And it's this angle. It's this down here.
I know. Even posture, right? You're like,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, which is, it's weird that, I know I just sat up and I popped.
I heard that.
Cell phones are fine, everybody. They're fine. Don't worry about it. Just log on, scroll it up, get a hunchback and bifocals. Your kids will be fine.
Well, look, there may be a time we look back at now, like, you know, when you see like one of those old magazines that's like, doctors prefer Lucky cigarettes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like an ad, and doctors are saying this is my favorite brand of cigarette from like the 50s or whatever. There may be a time we look back at now and we go like, can you believe we used to let children like go on social media and do all these things now, knowing what we know now? Do you know what I mean? It's possible.
Dude, I don't know how I would survive without a smartphone. Not just a cell phone, but like, especially in my position dealing with agents and work and every vendor under the sun. Like, and it is exhausting. And then on top of that, to have that scrolling addiction for social media, when you're posting content all the time, you want to see how it's performing. Like, there's so many aspects to just like locked in here.
No, it's everyone knows it's fucking with us, but we're also like, did you see this?
I mean, sitting here, I know the pause. I had a pause before I responded. I really had this thought in my head of, could I just get a flip phone and only check emails on a computer a few times a day? Like, can I unlock myself from this chain, if you will? I don't know.
There's a comic I know, Nathan McIntosh. He's very funny. He doesn't.
I know Nathan.
Yes, he takes Sundays off.
Have him coming up. Sierra, will you check the website? No, I do think I have him here soon.
He's hilarious. I love him. But I think he takes Sundays off.
Does he?
Like, it's like a no phone Sunday. And I'm like, that's such a good idea. And then I never.
You just turn it off? How does that work?
I don't know.
They turn off? Sometimes it just dies from the battery. Like, plug it back in. It's broken. It's broken.
Well, that's also the thing of like, because I have a job that's all the phone too, and it's like it's never done.
Right.
There's not like no one gets to punch out anymore. You can tell yourself I'm gonna give myself a break, but there's no like, work's over.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't. If you have a social media based job.
Work is never like as a especially in this industry from like you might be different like on different levels, but like I can say as a club owner and a booker, as a comic, you're always working. You're all, especially in your position, it's writing, it's travel it's traveling, you are always on. And if somebody wants to book you, motherfucker, I don't care what day it is, I'm gonna
of course. Yeah.
So it is hard to break away from that.
It is, but it's not all bad. It's like, you know, I live in Olympia, Washington. I came from a time where if you didn't move to LA or New York, it was like very limiting to your career. Even when I would do festivals, they'd be like, do you go on the road a lot? Which is their way of saying like, never mind, you know, as far as any like management or any of those things. But that's I sold out a show in Kansas City, not from anything other than Instagram and Facebook, you know.
We recently had another comic from Washington come and do a one-liner, doing great. Sam Miller.
Oh, I know Sam. We live in the same town. We both live in Olympia, yeah.
So funny too, man.
Yeah.
Like you guys have some very funny people coming out of Washington, and it's interesting because you guys, it's not the move to LA and New York. You guys are doing it yourself, but just being funny and doing it there. Maybe
I think there's some, even if you look at historical music scenes or comedy scenes, or there's some benefit.
You guys are reinventing the grunge scene.
No, just the heroin.
We got Nirvana here. Come back, check out Candlebox next week. Alice in Chains in June.
Those people are all dead.
Whatever.
Not in my heart, bro.
No, Candlebox.
No, they're
Candlebox is still going. I
Yeah.
saw them a couple years ago. It was a good show. They did a medley. Kind of did a lot of covers of like. Actually, they played some Alice in Chains and Nirvana, and just play a Meat Puppet like they did.
Oh,
like from because they grew up in that area, so they kind of paid tribute and a live. It was
That's
fun.
a definite career point
Tribute.
where you start doing medleys.
It was, or maybe they did a few songs at the same time. I don't
backtrack this. They did a fucking medley.
like Weird Al made a career off of them.
Well,
Other people it's going to go the opposite way, I guess.
you know what's funny is my son now knows, but when he was like younger, we talked about Nirvana. And I live in Olympia, Washington. Nirvana lived in Olympia before they lived in Seattle, like right before they broke or whatever.
Were they from there?
What's that?
Were they from there?
They were from Aberdeen.
So being in Olympia when they lived there, did you grow up in Olympia?
Yes.
Did you ever go see like this is where Kurt Cobain lived?
Oh, it was a block from where I lived.
That's incredible.
Yeah. But the funny thing is, because I was in a band, I was in a music scene, and everyone older than us really downplayed the fame because it was very punk rock to like want to be a star. Do you know what I mean? Like everyone corporate rock and you sold out and that kind of vibe. So everyone in the Olympia punk rock scene was very like, oh, Kurt, yeah, he's cool. I like the early stuff better, you know. And it was like, so we thought we did that too. We were like new to the scene, but we're like, yeah. And then we kind of like, when we were not around other people, we'd be like, but the guy who lived right there is like the biggest star in the world right now. This is insane. Right. But you weren't allowed to say that and be cool. Yeah. You couldn't be impressed.
You could think it, wait a while, and be rich.
Exactly. And then when you look back, you're like, yeah, that's a crazy time.
Could you imagine being the person living in Kurt Cobain's old house in that city? Like the amount of solicitation or just walk-bys, drive-bys.
Yes.
I'm just going to smoke a joint in front of your house and I'll be on my way.
Yeah. Oh, I know there's a specifically Japanese tourism that like comes through and knows the spots. And
oh, boy.
They go to Aberdeen too. And
does that hurt or hinder your property value? You're on a map. It's fine. It's fine. You can't ever be in your underwear. Curtains are always closed, but it's fine.
Yeah, they lived across from the lottery building.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was everyone just knew all the spots, and his turtles lived there for like a decade after he was dead, and his turtles still were alive, being passed around to like different people.
I heard his turtle's still in there. No, let's go.
I heard the turtle wrote "Smells Like Teen Spirit."
Save the turtle. So how do you like glasses from the contacts?
Oh, both of them suck. I mean, it's. I got used to the glasses, but when I started wearing them after the contacts, I don't know. It's just annoying. I'm a little OCD, so it's always like. I'm constantly like, do I need to? It's a little tight over here. I got to adjust. It's like I don't like.
You try to do a mild bend or something.
I can't. You know, like I can't handle a sleep number bed because it's not. It's not, I wonder what my sleep number is. It's Satan going, what's your sleep number? It's 1 to 100. Who knows?
I'm a 7, dude.
And then 2 nights later, nope, not 7. Maybe I'm a 92. You know what I mean? I'm all over the place. I let my wife pick a number, and I didn't even look at it eventually when we had to sleep. I can't. So the glasses are kind of like that too, where even when you're getting them, they're like, A or B, one, and you're like, I can't, this is driving me crazy. I don't know. And you feel like if you say the wrong answer, you're going to walk around blind for a year.
I hate that.
Yeah.
And they're so bad at the doctors are no bad. Like, dude, it's the same and they're both blurry. I know.
Yeah.
You just guess my prescription, dude. I don't like this eye is getting really bad. I do know that. I just got a new prescription. I've had glasses since I was like 5th grade or something. And as I got older, I don't even want contacts. I never did. I tried one time. I couldn't even get it in. I'm like, I don't want to put things in my eyes. But like, I've always been kind of self-conscious too, having my big Jewish nose and stuff like that. So like having a face accessory, being able to maybe pull the glasses down a little bit,
sure.
like, no, it makes it look smaller, I swear.
Well, whatever you do, you get used to it.
Right.
So, like when I even people who see clips of me online without glasses are like, you look so weird. I'm like, I didn't then. No one thought anything about it.
Right.
I shared a picture of me online, short hair, no beard, and people lost their fucking mind. Like,
when's the last time you shaved your beard?
4 or 5 years ago.
Oh, have you?
But I just immediately let it grow back. I just wanted it. It was summer.
18, bro.
Oh, really?
I've never.
God knows what's under there.
Maybe I know I have my dad's chin dimple, and I do have dimples here.
Well, that sounds adorable.
I think I can create I think we're lucky to have, like, I think it's just low self-esteem.
I'm not the one to say this, but I think it's like the choices with a beard are uglier and younger without the beard, or older but better with the beard.
Yeah.
Like those are your options. You
I'm
know
not
what I mean?
going to dye it. I'm just going to.
No, like if you shaved your beard, you would look younger. You'd just hate it.
Would I look younger? Oh, because it's not all the
because
gray.
it wouldn't be gray. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but with the new mohawk, it's like I'm already halfway to Taxi Driver. I think I gotta balance it out with something fluffy. I want to keep my beard for sure.
No, look, I'm not taking that from you.
So my dog chewed my glasses recently, like just last weekend or something. Last week, and my lenses were so scratched up, and I was like, I can't function like this, right? So I got on this overnight glasses, whatever. It took like 2 or 3 days to get them, and boy, it is the bifocal. And I tell you, these versus my other ones, it's as you talk about the limited view sight. So they do work here and they work here, but unlike my other ones, in the middle right now, it's like underwater or like a fish eye. Things are just moving as they shouldn't in the middle. And I'm like,
well, that's the problem is. If you just have kind of standard glasses, you can buy prescription sunglasses. You can wear 4 different pairs. But if you got some extra shit going on, you have to get used to the glasses. So then I'm like, I'll get transition lenses. And then it's like, these would be fine if I wore them all the time. But when I put them on, I'm like, I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm like, that being said, still afraid to get the surgery.
So I went immediately and got a new prescription. So I have new glasses coming in a week or two. But in the next couple of weeks, I'm like stuck in these like fish tank. Like I'm just like this, and I'm like, Gabriel, please stop swimming at the table. And I always do.
Let me ask you this: how's your screen time?
Damn, it's down. It's down from last week. I know that. It just told me. I always get 2 pairs. And then sunglasses when I upgrade. And last time I did not get the single lens bifocal on the sunglasses because I'm just driving. But then anytime I try to read something, I'm like, I can't read. I have to take them off and hold it this close to them. I'm like, dude, age is happening. Like it.
When I was a kid, like there was a bunch of old people who would carry 3 pairs of glasses, just like, oh, I'm reading for these. This is and I'm like. Maybe I'm headed there.
You just do the one pair? What about sunglasses?
Well, I just mean they would have reading glasses, other different ones for everything. The technology is better now, but it's like
so if you just had the far, but then you have to read, you're like, let me put on the I guess that's what a reading glass is.
Yeah.
Why did I not? I don't want to carry that many glasses.
No, me either. No.
Do you ever find yourself adjusting your glasses, watching TV with the bifocal or something? You're like, we're just.
Okay. God damn it.
I'm bringing it out of you.
We mounted the TV too high.
Oh my God. Okay.
And so because there's a sweet spot with the progressive lenses, I have to really see the TV properly. Here's me on the couch. For 2 hours watching the fucking movie, like,
oh my God.
trying to straighten out my neck from doing this all day. This is my only choices. But yeah, I'm like, and then, you can't like remount your TV. There's a hole in the wall. There's bolts. There's like.
Yeah, you could do a plaster paint and remount.
That's
work.
It's above my level.
How'd you mount it to begin with?
A professional.
Oh, who comes to mount a TV?
I don't know.
Did you Google TV mounter? Did you just call a friend? You have
I have never Googled mounter.
Your algorithm would be a little wonky.
Yeah. Do you ever like have a search? You're like, and then you're like, I shouldn't. This is gonna fuck every search
every day. Every day. Not even weird stuff.
No, that's what I mean. Yeah, it's not even like a weird porn category. It's just like, oh, this is honey, can I borrow your phone? Yeah.
Algorithms are messed up, man. I saw an ad for these boxer briefs with a ball hammock in it that's supposed to keep them from like sticking to your legs. And I'm not trying to be gross here, right? And it just like has like a net or a sack in there to put your sack in. And I'm like, I want to try these. You know what I mean?
Here's my issue with those.
Have you tried them?
It's not your business.
I tried them.
Okay, balls. Sometimes they're high.
Sometimes they're low.
Sometimes they're low.
Yes, I understand what you're saying.
There's something really sad about just a ball sack flap.
So
with no balls.
I know what you're talking, because the first pair that I tried. I understand it was just this weird towards the bottom.
Yeah.
When I'm warm and I'm relaxed, it's great. It's almost like a push-up bra for the middle down the, and then I'm like, well, but then sometimes it's like, I don't even know why it's there.
Yeah.
I found another pair that has it's bigger, more suited for all occasions. So I'm like waiting for those to show up. But the problem is I have now purchased 2 pairs of these ball sack underwears, and every other thread on my Facebook page is just men's it's just men in underwear. Every other picture, I'm like, this is a lot of, I'm trying to not cut. It's a lot of cock. I'm just going to be honest. It is a lot of cock, dude. A lot of bulging balls. Look at those balls, look great in that underwear.
You're like, that guy looks awesome.
I want to look like that.
I'd like to fill out those like this gentleman.
Does it come with that giant penis too?
I know. Yes. Okay. Sometimes what I like about an algorithm is sometimes the algorithm, I don't know why, but it's like it just makes, it's all of a sudden they think I don't know what. I'm not going to give the algorithm a gender. The algorithm will just be like, you live in Boise and you like Frisbee golf. Neither of those things are true, but all of a sudden, that's what I'm watching, and I'm kind of into it. It's like I'm like quantum leaping into this like yeah, I do need to buy that kind of Frisbee. You know what I mean? I'm like, never even played Frisbee golf, but I'm like, really, this guy's good, and then same thing. It'll be like, top 10 breakfast spots in Boise. I'm like, I don't fucking live in Boise.
Why am I going to go
I'm kind of into this.
I see people, a different side of that. I see comedians posting who don't maybe understand how to utilize ads on Meta. And because I see ads for shows in like Michigan for comics, like even up and coming. I'm like, why?
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean? Like where?
they're not geographically.
Dude, you need to adjust that.
Yeah, I'll see that same thing. It's like, hey, check me out in Florida. I'm like, that's
No,
I'm not. That's not going to happen. I spent all my money on empty sack underwear.
Are you at a casino who's going to fly me there for free and give me rooms? Then maybe I'll come.
Yeah.
Man, I really appreciate you being here. Congratulations on what do you think has led towards your elevation in ticket sales and bookings and everything?
I mean, it's
you post every day?
not every day, but multiple times a week for sure.
Yeah.
It's definitely the internet, but it's as it grows, it keeps hitting different points where I'm like, and it's really, I mean, if I can be a little honest, vulnerable, like I'm 51 and it's so fucking cool to have it happen at this age.
So this is what I love about what we're talking about, and then talking to you and Sam Miller and stuff like that is like, dude, everybody's the people that are building their own fan base and following, and that's happening to maybe a little later and have worked so hard. They're so appreciative. You don't have this entitlement. They're grateful to be in the position. They come in with a smile. They're happy they love their fan. It's really cool. You know what I mean?
No, it's amazing, and it's also there's things people might not even think about, but it's like I have to stay in the green room now.
Oh, really?
I don't have to,
but it's less.
But it's like I've been doing this 24 years. For 20 of them, I could walk through the crowd
to be like, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, exactly.
Sir, can I get a refill?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, no, I'm actually the comic. You know, so like things like that. It's just. You know, you're not introducing yourself every night. They already know who you are. That's been wild. And it's also, I'm really glad that I'm still with my wife because
you've been traveling so much more.
There's that, but there's also, like, there's been a lot of years. I mean, I was doing okay, but there was a lot of years of struggle, and I'm just grateful. And I'm not talking like I'm Kevin Hart now, but I'm grateful that she gets to be here to reap some of the rewards.
Oh, because she stuck with you for so long. That's so beautiful.
Do you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
It's hard enough to stay married.
My kid's mom left a month after I opened the club. Bitch, did you fuck up? Okay. Where can people find you?
GabrielRutledge.com. Gabe Rutledge on Instagram. Gabriel Rutledge on Facebook. Gabriel Rutledge on TikTok. I wish they were all the same, but there's a youth pastor named Gabe Rutledge who's got a few of them. That's me in a different pastor.
Stop following Jesus. Follow the other Jesus.
That's right.
Similar hair.
Yes.
Man, thank you for being here. Man, if you want to do a weekend next year, we'll just do that. If you want to keep doing one-nighters, but I hope to have you back.
We'll do something for sure.
We'll do something, man. Have you back. Guys, follow Gabriel online. Subscribe to the Comedy Club podcast and follow us at thecomedyclubkc.com. Tickets for Tom Arnold are now on sale. Bye. Thank you.
Of course.